Hi, welcome. For today's class, we're going to be taking a slower, more restorative approach. We're going to start standing on the end of our mat and go for some breathing. Feel free to close your eyes here, have your hands wrapped around your waist so you can feel where your breath is going. Inhale. I want you to feel like your spine is growing taller. Someone's pulling a string attached to the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Keep it tall, and as you exhale, wrap your waist in. Another deep inhale, letting your ribcage expand in all directions. Again, maintaining that length in your spine. And exhale, feel those front ribs start to knit closer together. Keep them knitted and breathe into the sides and back of your ribs. Exhale, wrapping that waist in like you're tied into a corset. Last three. And two. Final one. After that last breath, you can relax your arms by your side. Another deep inhale, again, reaching your spine nice and tall. And as you exhale, your chin tucks, head grows heavy, starts to pull your spine down, one bone at a time. Arms angle down towards the floor. Inhale as you soften your knees. Exhale to tuck your pelvis. Start to restack your spine, letting your head be the last thing to come up. Rolling those shoulders back at the top. Inhale, exhale, repeat. Really nice. Last three. Two. And on this last one, you're going to roll all the way down. Soften your knees so you can bring your hands onto the mat. You're going to walk all the way out into your plank. And once there, you can just bring your knees down. So you're in a kneeling plank. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Pelvis is lightly tucked forward here so that your core is engaged. You're going to exhale, lean back into a child's pose. Nice deep breath here. And then exhale, moving back out into that kneeling plank. Child's pose. When you move out into that plank, make sure your collarbones are nice and wide. You're not letting your low back sink down. You're not letting your head droop down or look too far up. You want to keep a long line of your spine and neck. Last four. Three. Two. Final one. Beautiful. You're going to come onto all fours with your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Nice deep breath. I want you to reach your right arm long, left leg long, and slowly lower it back down. Switch, left arm, right leg. As we're doing this movement, think about finding length in your body. Your fingertips and toes reach away from each other. Your spine grows longer. You're drawing those low abs up into your spine, pressing into your hand to lift your chest away, and then slowly lowering your arm and leg, trying to minimize any shift happening in your body as you switch from side to side. 6 more. Going at your own pace here. Again, we want to focus on form rather than trying to crunch in a ton of reps. 4, 2. After that last one, nice little child's pose here. Taking a deep breath. Feel your fingertips reaching a little longer. And then come right back onto all fours. You're gonna reach that right arm and left leg long. You're gonna tap your knee and elbow together as you flex your spine. And then reach out long. Knee to elbow. And back out. 4, 5. 4. 3. 2. After this last one, we're going to switch sides. So bring that right arm, left leg down. Left arm, right leg, and knee and double tap, flex. 4, 5. 3. 'After that last one, beautiful, bring it down. You're gonna walk your hands forward once more, so we're in that kneeling plank. Moving back into that child's pose. This time though, I want you to arch your spine up and then roll all the way back out into your plank. Nice and steady. Flare your sits bones back. Small extension as you lean back into that child's pose. And arch your spine, you're tucking that pelvis, rolling out into your kneeling plank, finding your neutral in that kneeling plank, and then flaring your sits bones back, small extension as you lean back into your child's pose. We're going to do this 4 more times. And 2. After this last one, you're coming up to all fours. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. This time you're going to tuck your toes on the mat. Exhale, hug your knees off, drawing those low abs up and in towards your spine. Hold it here for 15 seconds. Keep pressing into your hands, lifting your chest away. Collarbones are nice and wide. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and go into your downward dog. Reaching your heels back, piking that butt up. Your gaze is in towards your knees. Nice deep breath. Coming back down into that hover. And back out into your downward dog. 3 more. 2. On this last one, you're going to stay in that downward dog. Walk your hands out a little further if that feels good for you. We're going to just pedal our feet. So soften your right knee, reach that left heel a little farther back. Inhale, and as you exhale, switch. And switch. So here again, go at your own pace. The slower you go, the more of a stretch you're going to be working. The faster you go, the more warmth you're going to start to feel in your ankles. So listen to your body, see what feels good for you today. Maybe try both. 10 more seconds. Beautiful. And once you're evened out, straighten both legs, move out into your plank, and just slowly lower all the way back down. Excellent. We're going to go for some prone swimming here, so I want you to reach your arms long in front. Your legs are reaching long and back. Feel like someone's pulling again your hands and feet away from each other, lengthening out your spine. Lightly tuck that pelvis forward so your pubic bone presses into the mat, low abs draw up into your spine. You're going to softly lift your legs, tiny centimeter off the mat. Arms lift as well with a tiny extension here in your upper back. Make sure that you're not bending from that low back. This is a super small movement. You're going to hold it here and reach your right arm up an inch, then lower. Left arm up an inch and lower. Right leg, then left leg. Again, think about reaching long way as you lift your limb, one at a time. That's going to make sure that we're lifting from the right muscles instead of crunching from that low back. One more individual. You can relax here for an inhale. As you exhale, reach your arms and legs long. Find that small lift. We're combining right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Super small swimming motion here. This is helping you strengthen the posterior slings. They create, again, an X over your back, kind of the same way that obliques create an X over your core. This helps you stabilize your shoulders and pelvis so they don't over-rotate and hurt your low back. We're going to do 4 more to each side. 3, 2, 1. And you can relax back down. Nice deep breath. From here, we're going to lie down on our right side. Feel free to just reach your arm long or have your hand underneath your head, elbow bent. If you want to go for a little extra work in here, you can always prop yourself up so you have your right forearm on the mat, elbow underneath your shoulder. If you want for a challenge, you can have both legs straight. If not, start with your right leg bent for support. Left leg is nice and long. I want you to have it about as high as your hip. Feel like someone's pulling that heel long away from you, again, creating length in that left side. Keep your left hand on your hip to make sure it doesn't crunch in towards your waist. And you're going to just lift that left leg and lower. Left leg lifts and lowers. You should be feeling this work happening in the side of that butt, that glute med muscle. Make sure that your toes are pointing straight forward so we don't have an internal or external rotation of your leg. Four, 6, 4, and after this last one, you're going to keep that leg level with your hip. Keep it long. Sweep your leg forward without letting your pelvis tuck with that leg. So think about sticking your butt out as the leg goes forward. And then super gently sweep that leg back so you find a squeeze in your hamstring and that thigh muscle. But again, don't let your leg go so far back that you overextend. Sweep it forward and back, keeping it level with your hip the entire time so it's like you're sweeping this leg over a tabletop. Nice and slow for 8. Keep that bottom waist lifted off of the mat, keeping that left hip reaching long and back. 4, 6. 4. 2. And after that last one, leg is level with your hip, heel is directly underneath you. We're going to start drawing circles with your legs. Start them small, sweeping them forward. So your heel goes back and then you circle forward. As you do these circles, you want to make sure that your pelvis isn't moving. So it's not crunching down towards the mat, it's not moving forward or back. The only thing that's doing those circles is your leg, and it's because your femur, which is that thigh bone, is moving inside of your hip socket. We're going to do 4 more in this direction, and then we switch the direction of that circle. In 3, 2, 1, and switch. Beautiful here for 6. Same thing, don't let that pelvis rock around. 3, 2, last bit, keep that leg nice and long. You're going to bend that knee in and then straighten your leg back out. When your knee bends, it only comes to about hip point and then moves back. Again, leg is staying same level as your hip. 4, 5. 'But should be on fire by now. Last 2. And on this last one, keep that leg straight, left leg straightens. Beautiful. You're going to bend your knee, reach back and grab your left foot. So we're finding the side lying quad stretch. Nice deep breath. If you lightly tuck your pelvis forward, you'll find a deeper stretch, maybe even getting a little bit into your hip flexor. Deep breath here. Beautiful, and after that last one, you can let your foot go. Turn onto your back. We're gonna go for a little bit of abs here. Knees bent, feet flat on the mat, hands behind your head. Make sure you can see your elbows from the corners of your eyes. Head is heavy in your hands, and as you exhale, you curl up. And then inhale to rest your head back down. Exhale to curl up. Inhale to rest. So as you do these curl ups, you're trying to keep your pelvis in neutral, trying to reach your nose up and over your knees, drawing your low abs deeper into your spine. 4 or 5. 4. 3. 2. You're going to hold the curl up here as high as feels good for you. Again, you're just trying to reach about the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. March your right leg into tabletop, then bring it down. Left leg into tabletop, and down. We're going to do 6 more to each side. Don't let your chest sink down here. Still think about keeping your nose reaching long over your knees. 4 more to each side. Keeping that 90-degree bend of your knee as that thigh bone moves up and in. Last 2. Excellent here. On this last one, hold that left leg up. Bring your right leg up as well. Curl up a tiny inch higher. You're going to reach your left leg long and pull your right knee in towards your chest. Nice deep breath. Exhale and switch. And switch. So here, when you're pulling your leg in, think about pulling in your shin instead of pulling in from your knee. That might exacerbate any issues that you have there. If it feels better for you, you can always pull your thigh in by holding the back of your thigh. Keeping that chest lifted. Eight more to each side. Inhaling as you bring one knee in. Exhale as you reach your leg long and pull that shin a little further in. Last 4. Two. And after that last one, you can bring your right knee in, rest your head back for a nice inhale. And exhale, you're going to curl up, pull your knees in, and then you're going to reach both legs out, both arms overhead. And knees come in, curl up a tiny inch higher. Legs reach long, arms reach long. 4, 8. And 6. If this bothers your neck, you can always rest your head down and do this without that curl up. 4. 2. And on this last one, you're going to reach those legs long. You're going to grab the back of your right thigh, lower that left leg down, keeping your legs as straight as you can, and then switch. And switch. Beautiful here. 4, 8. And 7. 6. 5. 3. 2. 1. And do an extra one because I can't count and I skipped 4 completely. Beautiful. You're going to hold that right leg straight, left leg long. You can lower that left leg down onto the mat. Lower your head down. Just go for a nice little hamstring stretch here. You're straightening that right heel up towards the ceiling, gently pulling that thigh in towards your chest as you exhale. If you can grab up a little higher, feel free to do so. One more breath. And then switch. Right leg relaxes on the mat. Left leg straightens, reaching that heel up towards the ceiling. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, that's when you pull your thigh bone in. One more. Beautiful. From here, you're going to turn on to your left side. We're going to go for that side lying work. Again, feel free to choose whatever position felt good for you. Arm long, arm bent, or propped up. Once you have that position again, legs can both be long for an added challenge, or left leg is bent for a little extra support. When you reach your right leg long, feel again like someone's pulling it, lengthening that right waist, lifting your bottom waist off the mat. Nice deep breath. You're going to lift that right leg up and then lower it back down. Right leg up and back down. Excellent. Here again, only leading that leg lower to hip level and then lift up only as far as you can keep the work in that glute med, and make sure that you're not collapsing your waist or crunching your waist. 4, 5. 3. Keep that heel reaching long. And after this last one, you're going to hold that leg level with your hip. Again, reach out long so we can lengthen out that waist in case it just a little crunch. And you're going to stick your butt out gently as you sweep your right leg forward. Flex your foot. Reach your heel back as you sweep it towards the wall behind you, squeezing that glute and thut. Making sure your pelvis does not tilt back though. Sweeping forward. Four, 5. Also, if you're already feeling a burn on this side, kicking in a little sooner than it did on the left side, that is because this butt did do a lot of work stabilizing you as we did the leg work on the opposite side. So it's already done some work and it's like, wait a minute, why are we still doing this? Last 3. 2. And after this last one, you're going to bring that leg so it's again in line with your hip, right underneath us. Pull that leg long. We're going to go for those leg circles. So you're kicking that heel back, then circling your leg up and forward. Finding a small circle first, Making sure that you can do the circle without moving that pelvis. And then making it a little bit bigger the more comfortable you feel. We've got 5 more in this direction, then we switch the direction of the circle. In 3, 2, and after that last one, switch. Sweeping that leg forward, circling up and back. Pelvis stays nice and steady. 4, 5. Beautiful. Last 3, 2, and after that last one, keep it long. You're bending that knee in and reaching that leg long. Oh, that butt is burning. Knee in and leg long, making sure that knee only bends to hip height and then back out long. 4, 4, 3, 2, and after this last one, you're going to reach that leg long. Left leg goes long as well. You can relax that top leg, bend your knee, reach your right hand back for that foot, finding a quad stretch here, and a little extra balance challenge. Lightly tucking that pelvis forward so you're finding a little extra stretch in your quad. Nice deep breath. Beautiful. And from there, you can straighten your legs. Carefully come all the way up. We're going to go for a little pike here and plank. Start on all fours. Make sure you have your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to reach that right leg back, left leg long. So we're in your plank here. Again, finding that nice strong position. Pelvis slightly tucked, collarbones wide. And as you exhale, pike your butt up. And then inhale, moving back out into your plank. Beautiful. We're going to do 8 more. Making sure that when you pike, your gaze turns in towards your knees. And when you plank, your gaze turns back between your hands. 4, 6. And 4. Two. And after this last one, carefully bring your knees down, lower yourself all. You're going to reach your arms long, legs long once more. We're going to go for a Superman here. Pubic bone digging into the mat, low abs lifting up into your spine, arms and legs reaching long, and as you exhale, you're going to lift your arms and legs up, finding a lift of your chest. And then inhale, slowly relax back down. 4, 5. Three. Last one. Beautiful. Bring your hands by your chest. Nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to find a nice stretch here of your abs. And and then carefully lowering back down and coming up to sitting. Good. So from here, we're going to go for a mermaid. We're going to start with that left side. So you're going to have your right shin forward, parallel with that edge of the mat. Left knee bent with your left shin parallel to the end of the mat. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to reach that right arm up and over to the left, finding this kind of crescent moon shape with your torso, getting this nice stretch in the right side of your waist. If you want a little extra pull here, you can grab onto your wrist with your left hand and pull a little deeper, making sure that you're not just crunching in on that left waist, you're still trying to keep length here, like you're reaching up and over. Beautiful, coming right back to center. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, bring your left hand onto that right knee. Keep your spine tall and twist to the right. Beautiful. Holding it for just 2 more breaths. And then from here, I want you to bring your forearms down onto the mat. That left leg, and you're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. I know it's a little cruel after we do that side lying leg work. Just bear with me here a little bit more. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that leg lift on this last one. You're going to bend your knee to send your heel back in space and then straighten that leg. So your knee stays in line with that hip point. You're just bending your knee, setting your heel back, and then reaching it long and forward. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. On this next one, hold that knee bent. Tiny pulses. Beautiful here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten that left leg. You're going to turn your chest back to center, and you're going to reach that left arm up and over, finding a nice stretch here on that left side. Keep that left leg reaching long. And then a twist of your chest down to the mat, still reaching that arm and leg away from each other, finding a little extra stretch in that lat. And then carefully come back to center and up. We're going to go for a plank here before we switch sides. So I want you to bring your forearms down on the mat, toes tucked. Excellent. You're just going to saw here. So leaning forward and back for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 3, 2, 1. Holding it for 10 seconds. Keep that pelvis lightly tucked, collarbones wide. Beautiful. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Carefully come back to sitting. This time you have your left shin forward, right shin off to the side, parallel with the opposite end of the mat. You're going to reach that left arm long, taking an inhale, and as you exhale, reaching up and over to the right side, finding length that left waist. Again, feel like you're trying to go up and over a bar here instead of just letting your ribs crunch down into your hips. If you want that little extra pull, you can grab your wrist with your right hand and pull a little deeper. Making sure you exhale when you fall a little deeper into that stretch. Final one. Beautiful. Coming right back to center. Inhale, and as you exhale, keep your spine tall as you twist your chest to the left, pressing your right hand onto that left knee. And then bringing your forearms down onto the mat, reaching that right leg long. We're going to go for those leg lifts. Lift and lower. Beautiful here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it lifted. You're going to just bend your knee, send your heel back, and then straighten your leg. Making sure that your leg doesn't sink down to the mat. It stays level with your hip, and your knee stays in line with that hip. It's not sweeping forward or back. It's just bending and straightening. 4, 4. And 3. 2, 1. Hold your knee bent on this next one. Tiny pulses up, up, up. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. You're going to reach that leg long. Beautiful. Keep that left forearm underneath your shoulder. Twist your chest open. And you're going to reach that right arm up and over. Feel that leg reaching away from your arms. So we're finding a little extra length in that right side. And as you exhale, twisting your chest down to the mat. Reaching that right arm forward. Keep that right leg reaching down away. Beautiful. Coming right back to center and up. Last bit here. We're going to come on to all fours and then move out into our high plank. And we're just going to hold it here for 20 seconds. Nothing too crazy. Keeping that pelvis tucked, collarbones wide. Beautiful. We've got here 10 seconds. Keep your heels reaching back. Keep your neck in line with your spine. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and after that last one, soften your knees down to the mat. Lean back into that child's pose. Feel free to have your knees wide here if that feels better for you. And deep breath. Relax your body here. Feel free to close your eyes. Walk your left hand over to your right hand. So we're finding a little bend here. Again, more stretch on that left side. And then switch. Right hand over to the left side. Keep your right hip reaching long and back. So we're finding length in your right waist. Come right back to center. You're going to arch your spine up. And then move into an extension. Arching your spine up, your gaze turns in towards your navel. And finding an extension. 4, 4. 3. 2. After this last one, And we are finished. So this was our kind of restorative flow, little extra butt burn in there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, again, feel free to message, email, DM, smoke signals, whatever feels best for you. And hope you guys have a really nice day.